I did want to do this book, and I was at a conference, excuse me, and I ran into Douglas Gifford, and I'd said to him, I had already spoken to Argyll Publishing, and they were interested. They said that yeah, I could see us doing this. So I'd already spoken to them, and they were. I don't think they had got as far as actually. No, they hadn't. I'm sure they hadn't got as far as actually saying, you know, right, we'll do this, and here's the publication date, and we need the copy. But that hadn't quite gone at reached that stage. But they certainly were interested, and they certainly wanted to do it. They said. Yeah. So I'd spoke. Douglas had said to me, "What are you doing?" And I'd said I was doing, and he said, "Well, I was wanting to do something like that. I think that should be done." And so it seemed quite natural that we should do it together. Just as, for example, when Alan Jimison was here, he'd left the majority of the book that became The Kicking Glass, but it had to be seen through publication. He'd just compiled it, and that was it, and I'd seen it. And I was talking to Alan, and I said that there was, of course, other work that I'd found, another piece, and Alan said, well, why don't we just do it as a joint thing? You put your pieces in, and we can do it as, and that was more or less what Douglas and I did as well, was that we came up with the selection of poems that we did, but we talked more about what the introduction should be, how the introduction should look, and what the introduction should contain. And because we were very aware of the fact that this was going out away from the norm, that you know, that Soutar hadn't really been looked at in this way, that his work hadn't been looked at as individual pieces, or indeed as he'd been classified as somebody who was ill and wrote for children. And that was it. He was famous. He was most famous for being ill than actually anything else. And so therefore that was the one thing that I wanted to change, that I wanted to change in the exhibition, that I wanted to change in everything I did, but most especially I wanted to change in the book.